And boom, just like that, it's Thursday night, and you all know what that means. It's party time with the Video Bros. I'm one half of that team. I'm Bobby Munson, the man beside me. You know how to do this. He's the man with the angelic voice, Papa Smokes. Papa Smokes, happy Thursday, brother. How are you doing?
Happy Thursday, Munson. Glad to be here again, live, doing Ring Respect Radio. I'm pumped for this.
Even more pumped because we didn't come alone here tonight, Papa Smokes. We brought a very, very special guest. The man below us, he needs an introduction because he's on this show now. He is Hypocrisy Jones. How are you doing?
Hey, yo, my name's Hypocrisy. I like the party. I'm down.
All right.
Let's go.
Glad to have you on the show. We're going to get talking a little bit about what you do and everything like that, getting that across. But we got JJ, Josh Joseph up now. It's Hypocrisy Jones.
That's my homie.
Is my hero. And Papa Smokes is his spirit animal.
Yeah.
And apparently I'm his twin. So we all hit the trifecta here tonight.
I like
so
it.
Good to have you
I
here,
like
Josh.
it.
As always, Josh was a guest on our show just a couple of weeks ago. Again, hooked this up here tonight. I'm very glad he did. We're very happy to have you on the show joining us. We also got Chris Best, CBRS Entertainment, co-host of Turnbuckle Talk on Tuesday nights and on the Monday Night Raw. Watch along on Monday nights as well, too. And the two-time Twitch Trivia Intercontinental International Champion of the World. And guess what, Chris? Your belt's on the line next week, sir, because it's the end of the month. It's October. It's going to be spooktacular up on Ring Respect Radio as we give you What the Fuck Do We Know About Wrestling Pub Trivia Night, Part 4. It's going to be out of this world. Can't wait for it. Going to be fantastic. But thank you, everybody, for joining in. If it's your first time here, make sure to like, follow, subscribe, all those wonderful things across all those platforms. But Hypocrisy Jones, I want to get to know you a little bit more, sir. I want to find out a little bit more about your background, what brought you to where you are with doing your podcast, and plug some of the shows that you do as well too. Let's talk a little bit about that.
I don't. How long is this podcast? Because like we could talk about me forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And plus, I mean, I kind of really like talking about myself, to be honest.
You're welcome to do so. Just before you start saying hello to Bobby Petito, also that's our YouTube trivia champion. Your belt's on the line next week, Bobby. Next Thursday night. Make sure you're here, saying that Filthy Tom Lawler joined the World Titan Federation on MLW Fusion there tonight. Sounds like Filthy Tom might be back for a little bit longer, even though he wasn't able to topple our boy Alex Kane there. Now Alex Kane going to have his hands full with Matt Cardona coming up very, very soon. And we got BDA 306 up in the house. Hope we're going to see you on Saturday night, sir, for PPW. We're going to talk PPW at the end of the show after we're done talking with Hypocrisy here. He says he's taking that belt next week, so we'll see that, or he'll just buy his own. That's what a lot of people do out there in the biz. But back to you, our special guest.
I don't know if it counts if you buy your own, man. Like you can't just buy your own and be like, I'm the champion. I don't know. So it has to be gifted to you. You have to be a title is earned, right? That's what John Cena said the other night, right? Like he I don't know. But you want to talk about me.
Let's talk about
right? You. So like I come from the Midwest of Indiana. And I started here in Indiana. I started with a local promotion here that was called AACW. And I started just doing anything and everything I could, whether it was setting up the ring, helping make sure people had whatever they needed, wanted, whatever. And then I just kind of rose up from that, with all this natural charisma that I have just oozing out of me, right? Like, how could I not just rise to the top? That's what Cream does. And that's what I am, man. So I've done that. I linked with my homie, Hollywood House, and I joined his podcast, the In Your House podcast. And we've been rolling ever since. On top of wrestling podcasts, I also do a comedy satire podcast, kind of local comedy satire, but we welcome everyone, and we welcome all new people. It's a thing called the Kokomo Press. You can find it on YouTube at the Kokomo Press, or on Facebook, the Kokomo Press. We like to make fun a little bit of everybody and anything, and it sometimes it's really directly specific to our area, but a lot of times I bet everybody around can understand what we're saying and everything like that. So I don't know, man. I do a lot of things. I'm going to be on movie. I'll talk to you a little bit later about that. I've been in some movies, some television shows, and done a little bit of everything. Plus, man, I'm meeting you guys and doing our local establishment, with all thanks to my homie, the voice Joshua Joseph. So I want to give him a huge shout out for that.
Yeah, he's a great dude. Glad we've been able to hook up and meet him, and I got the chance to be on his great podcast, Moment with Joshua Joseph, and it was a awesome moment for me. Loved it. And believe was this the picture? Let's go to this. Press. You mentioned them, so let's talk about this for a moment here.
Yeah, so I do a little bit of comedy, right? I dabble. I actually just did my first stand-up set a few weeks ago, and as per natural, because my name's Hypocrisy Jones, I killed it, man, because I just do these things. But we are going to in Kokomo, Indiana, on November 4th. We are going to be having the discount Halloween special, and we're gonna have it's the discount Halloween comedy show, let me get that right, at a place called American Dream Hi-Fi. So if you're in the Midwest, you're close to Kokomo, Indiana, come check us out. We're gonna have some amazing comedians, not just myself, but the likes of my homie Jordan Granger, who I do the Kokomo Press with, and created the Kokomo Press podcast with, as well as Brian Allen West, and a slew, plenty of other people that will tickle all your funny bones, I promise.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Is there going to be, is anyone filming this? Like, is this something that us that can't make the show ever get the opportunity?
Yeah, actually, so all of our shows we generally we push out on the Kokomo Press, whether it's our YouTube or our Facebook. So give us a follow, give us a subscribe. Again, it's at the Kokomo Press, and you'll be able to check all that out here soon. We should be putting up the footage from our last show at Harvest Fest. It was Harvest Fest 9 in Peru, Indiana, and shout out to everybody that was a part of that. We had everything from dark metal, hard rock to comedy to everything that you could imagine. So
that sounds like something I would love to be at for sure. But
bro, I don't know if you guys have heard of Kokomo, Indiana, but it is really a vibe out here. I come from this place and like I make fun of it so much because I love it, right? But like most people know of my city because of the Hip Hugger, which is a strip club, right? And that's like what my city is known for, and it's the craziest thing ever. But we're trying to change that, trying to bring people out, man, and show people that like we're more than just ass and titties.
Well, that's good.
I hope I could say that. My bad.
We're good. We're not crossing any lines there. We're good.
All right, yeah.
As JJ is saying, he makes me giggle, and anyone who sees him, go see him. You will love every moment of your time with him. So there you go. Great plug from Josh Joseph there on the comedy side of things. But you did mention that movie, and I want to talk about this for a moment because this caught my attention. And I mean, this is right up our alley. Pop Smoke, check this out. Marowambies. I'm digging this vibe already. Tell us about Marowambies.
Okay, so Marowambies is from the mind of a man named Brian Foster, who is from Central Indiana, I believe the Indianapolis area. But man, he is in my humble opinion, I think he is a creative genius, and he has this idea, a film called Marowambies, and it's where you guys, I'm sure you guys are smart enough to figure this out. It's where marijuana or zombie possessed potheads, or I don't even know yet, to be honest. Like, I don't know
the two of us.
I don't know how in depth this movie is going to go yet, but I know it is going to be amazing. And all the hard work that is being put into it. You can follow the movie's progression if you guys want on their Facebook page. Just it's Marowambies. I'd like to spell that for you, but it's really hard. But it's Marawam and then bees. Yeah, you'll get it. It.
I've got it in the banner, the ticker that we'll have for you later on in the show. It's all in there. We'll make sure it runs long enough that everyone will get their chance to check that out. And it looks like the audience is reacting. I think you've got some attention here for Marowambies. Everybody needs to go check this out. As soon as you sent it to me when we were chit-chatting before the show went live, I'm like, hell yeah, like this is something we're going to promote the hell out of for you because this is our cup of tea. Well,
when you guys see some of the stuff that's coming out for Marowambies and like that, like I can't even articulate it. I have such a small role, but I'm so excited to be a part of this movie. I in your chat, my homie Ultra Droid is actually Jordan Granger. So shout out to him.
Yeah.
He is going to be my co-star in this in the scene that we're with, and we're so excited. We're so excited for what is to come out of this movie and what's to come out of our city, man. Yeah. So.
And yeah, Ultra Droid, thank you very much, first time chatter, and stepping on in here. Really appreciate you coming and hanging out with us on Ring Respect Radio here tonight. Always appreciate new people hanging out and chilling with us on a Thursday night. We always love our time here. Josh saying, follow the movie page. It's coming together and looking dope. There's the review. You got to say it's looking dope. That's the best thing.
Yeah.
Love it. Papa Smokes, you got any things you want to run by? Or?
Yeah. Well, you brought up your local wrestling promotion. I'm curious about, the independent scene in Indiana and in the towns and cities you've lived in there. Tell me a little bit about your the way you got into going to small independent shows, being a part of the live audience and getting involved in the whole pro wrestling thing.
So I think I'm an addict Or wait, sorry, wrong meeting. But right meeting, I guess. Like I needed an outlet, man. And if I can be real for a minute, like wrestling, like legit saved my life in a lot of different ways. I was going through some bad times. I was going through like, maybe not, maybe not the worst of cases, but like I was going through a really bad case in my life. And I found wrestling. I found a community in wrestling, and I for the first time in my life, I found out that I could be outgoing, right? And it was to the wrestling community because they've always been super accepting. So I started with a small promotion here in my local town, and then it just kind of went from there. I created a character, and his name was the Marvelous Mr. Bell. Sometimes he went by the name of the Curator. And I started that character, and that character just kind of caught fire a little bit, at least around my area, and caught wind to some other promotions. So I started working throughout Indiana. I worked in the Michigan area, in the Illinois area a little bit, just kind of branching my seed out. But along that way, I really dove into this podcasting thing and like what we're doing on In Your House and things like that. So within Your House, we've been linked to some great Midwestern promotions like Emerge Wrestling or Destination 6 Wrestling, that are doing some absolutely great things for the industry of indie professional wrestling, but also for the uplifting of the whole sport.
Awesome. We got a couple of people coming in here. First, we want to say hello to the third video, bro. It's Basser. How you doing, brother? Good evening, guys. What's going on Saturday? Basser, stick around because in the second half of Ring Respect Radio, Papa Smokes and I are going to give you the lowdown on Prairie Pro Wrestling's big Ring of Horrors Part 2 show coming up this Saturday. We will be getting to that very shortly. We are going to go over to our good friend Bobby Petito, or Bobby. What was the new name we dubbed Bobby on the watch along there on Saturday? Bobby is now Bobby. Well, what did we have for him, Pop?
Oh yeah,
new name. It was Bobby Stats. That's it. It's Bobby Stats.
Yeah.
That's a strong name. I like that, Bobby Stacks.
Yeah. So Bobby has got wants to know, how long have you been a fan of professional wrestling?
So I think I've been a fan of professional wrestling since I was day one, right? When I was a little kid, I loved, and I hate saying this now, and if you know me and you heard me on In Your House and things like that, man, it's almost sacrilegious for me to say this now, but like I was a super big Hulk Hogan fan, right?
Many of us were.
Man, and now like I can't stand that man. I hate him. I think everything about him just oozes like evil. Like part of the reason I don't believe in religion is because of Hulk Hogan, I think. But that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother time, I think. But I have been a fan of wrestling forever. There was a certain time where I fell out of it. I started having a family. I started getting busy and things like that. But when I came back into wrestling, I just came back into wrestling like full forge, and full steam ahead. So
awesome. That's good. We got JJ coming in saying that you're being humble. The Marvelous Mr. Bell was an epic moment on the indie scene.
Oh man, like no, he likes to hype me up, man. I know my name's Hype, but like he likes to hype me up, man. Like I made a little bit of waves, at least throughout Indiana. And nobody wanted me on AEW or anything like that, but like, I did my thing, man. So, and I'm always willing to do more if it's the right move. So.
Awesome. Papa Smokes, you got some more for us? Or?
Well, I was just going to say, you probably did pretty good then if you went throughout your state and performed in a couple of other states, because, I mean, not everybody's going to make it big. In fact, hardly anybody makes it big. I think if you can make a splash in your own wrestling community, in your own backyard, or not just wrestling community, whatever you do, but in this example as a wrestling community, yeah, be the guy and be the best you can be. And you took it to some other towns and all that. That's pretty good. You got over, man.
Well, not even that, man. Wrestling has opened these doors for me that like have it opened other doors that I didn't even know were possible. I told you I dove really deep into this the podcasting thing. Producing podcasts, making podcasts. I've gotten the opportunity to I video or I am the video producer for the Pope's Point of View podcast with Pope Elijah Burke, if you
Nice.
remember him
Oh,
from
yeah.
WWE and NWA.
Awesome.
So
man.
like
Sweet.
wrestling has opened up so many doors for me. I would never be able to do that. One of our first interviews, if you check it out on Pope TV, all one word, because if you space it out, it's like some really Catholic stuff. If that's your thing, that's cool. But all one word, Pope TV. If you check that out, one of our first guests was Alicia Fox, and she just gave an amazing interview, especially after a time where we haven't heard from her since her WWE release, and she talked about a lot of different things that spanning from her time in WWE, being on the on Total Bellas, and even like the Arn Anderson situation, where that led to Arn being fired and her being let go and things like that.
Oh, that's awesome, man. And tell us a little bit more about the In Your House podcast, and that's HOWSE, and that W is for work.
Work,
Yeah,
yo. Yeah,
work.
that W is for work, yo. So my homie Hollywood House, man, we linked because we were in this Midwest scene, and I almost feel like we are like brothers. We are of the same mind. We're the same hustle, the same mentality. Like we got to be cut from similar cloths, because like we have not known each other for a very long time, but man, like he is one of my closest friends ever. And being able to do In Your House and being able to rise it to the things that we've done so far, man, it's just been amazing. So I love it.
Yeah,
We get a little
needs to
crazy on
check
In
it
Your
out.
House. That's
Yeah,
the homie. He's right back here. I don't know if you guys see there's a Kokomo Press podcast playing in the background. Gotta plug my own stuff, but the homie Alicon House, he's right there. You can see him.
Yeah, we got to work on that networking opportunity. So everybody, right now, check out In Your House, HOWSE, and all the other things that have been plugged here. I will get the ticker up in a little while, so everybody can check that out as well too. But yeah, make sure to follow. I know, like I've seen the show, I've checked it out. The Twitch followers, we need to get those up there for you guys, and we will. We're going to help to network. We're going to help to build this thing together and do everything.
We're almost there for
affiliate.
There. We are so close.
Yeah, it's I believe you're at 44. So again, if we've got at least 6 people in this chat right now using Twitch or that have a Twitch account that aren't following it right now, I ask you to go do it right this second,
please,
and check it out. We're going to get to that 50 before the end of Ring Respect Radio. I'm telling you this right now. But yeah, anything else that you got going on, like other things that you want to talk about, or some of the other movies and television shows that you've done previously you mentioned?
Oh man, all that wasn't enough for you? You want more?
No, I like to dig deeper.
More.
Okay. So I tell you a little bit about a TV show that I was a part of. It's called Canary Currency. You can find it on Tubi. Also, I believe Amazon Prime. It followed it basically followed. It's like a hood drama, but if you love hood dramas or anything on Tubi, you'll definitely love it, man. So
awesome. Yeah, we got already Bastard saying he got you followed there. So we got one more up there. We're gonna keep them going throughout the show. But I know that you're a very busy man, and I just want to say this right now. We would love to have you on again sometime, anytime. You and any of the people that you work with are always welcome here at OLE Podcast, especially on Ring Respect Radio with myself and Papa Smoke. We're going to let this roll for a little while so people can check out all the things that you got there, all the places that they can check you out on the various socials as well, too. But why don't you tell everybody, too, just run it down where they can find you on social media and also plug all the different things that you got going on there that we talked about here tonight.
That's what's up. I appreciate you. And by all means, you are both, you are anyone a part of the Our Local Establishment family. You're all invited to come on in your house anytime. Just hit me up.
Oh yeah.
You can find me directly. I'm on Facebook. It's Hypocrisy Jones. I better be the only one because there's really should be only one of me. Look at me. I mean,
That's right. Yeah.
come on.
One of a kind.
Yeah, it's very, very, very one of a kind. If you're following me currently, I'm a little blacked out, so like it's pretty easy to find. I'm going through some things, if I can be real. So like, but you can find me on Facebook at Hypocrisy Jones. It's the same on all the other socials, whether it's X or Twitter, whatever we call it. Is it the artist formerly known as Twitter X?
I like that one. That's a good one.
Yeah. You can follow me there, but please just make sure to follow me at In Your House on Facebook. Follow Team IYH right here on the Twitch, yo. And give the Kokomo Press a follow. And and if you would, follow the making of Marowombies. I promise you, you will not be dissatisfied. You will not be dissatisfied at all. So especially when this thing comes out, because I think it is every pothead's dream, because it's a cross blend of everyone's favorite genre, which is zombies and pot. So who doesn't love that?
Two of my favorite things in the world, right there, added together.
Absolutely, all in one thing, bro.
That's right.
You got to hit us with a clip of that when that's done. I'm dying to see a sample. Maybe we could play it and get it out there a bit.
I got you. Actually, let me see if I can find one real fast, and I will.
Oh, we might have.
Hell yeah!
That would be perfect.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, because if you got a link for me, I could probably do a share screen or something like that if you know where it is. But JJ saying, I'm telling you all now, he is suggesting everyone. He is suggesting everyone will absolutely love In Your House, HOWSC, the most, well, because we are putting in work. That's what it's all about. It's about that work.
Putting in that work, yo.
BDJ said once Munson and Papa Smokes on the sequel, Stoned AF in Canada. You get that every week on Ring Respect Radio, my man. CBRS Entertainment, Chris Best, one of my favorite things to do. Get high and play any kind of zombie shooter on my PS4.
I love it.
We struck a chord with the fans tonight.
I'm gonna hope this link I sent you is the correct teaser.
Perfect. And it's just
oh wait, I'm sorry. This is a sound. That's for some music. Not that the music isn't good, and you wouldn't want music, but I know there's a teaser trailer. Let me find this.
Is it directly on their page right now?
Yeah, everything's on their page right now.
All right, let's see if we can't just bring that up. In the meantime and in between time, Pop Smokes, what's happening, man? In general, what have you been up to this week?
Well, it's been a pretty average week, but you know me, I'm lifting some weights, I'm drinking some beer, watching football. It's getting down to the up here in the Canadian League. It's getting down to the end of the year. I'm getting stressed out, but we doing it, baby. It's real life. This is great.
So is this hockey? I'm sorry.
Hockey just started. Yeah, I watch hockey too, but we have a different football league up here. It's almost over, whereas NFL's only in the first 5-6 weeks, I think. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know anything about hockey. But I have watched Letterkenny.
Yeah. Then you know a bit about hockey for sure.
Okay, cool. So as long as I know the important things.
So is it the Marowombies Arc 1 teaser?
It's I would play he does have a point.
Okay, I'm just gonna try to find that one here.
The Arc 1 teaser on there might be if it's up there, I would play it because I know it's going to be worth it. I just may have not seen it.
Yeah. It's let's give it a shot because
let's do it.
Found it anyway. So let's see if I can share screen with everybody. All right, everyone can see that, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I'm hoping the sound will work. Like, we've had trouble with this before. Let's find out what happens.
Just don't put your browser history up there, Munson.
Yeah, trying that one again, are you, Papa Smokes?
Ah.
You're a funny man. All right, let's see. Audio.
Oh, no sound. So, from everything that I can share, that the story will follow Brian here and Kelly, and that's about all I can really share. But those two alone are just hilarious, and the mind of Brian Foster here, and everything that he's doing is just absolutely A1.
It looks good. It's shot nice. There were some nice angles in that.
So Brian Foster, he started as a cinematographer, and just he's an excellent, and all of his work has gotten been so good. And like he's done everything from he's really big in the music video industry here in the Midwest. So
awesome, man. Yeah, it looks really good. I don't know if the audio was playing for everybody. So I was hearing it through my headset there, but no, it looks hilarious. There's some nice points in there. This is going to be fantastic. I hope everybody checks it out and continues to support. I'm going to follow the progress, man. I'm really happy to get to meet you. I'm really happy to get the opportunity to plug all this stuff here tonight. It's been fantastic. Like I said, you and all your crew are always welcome here on Ring Respect Radio. But I do know that you got a busy night ahead of you and everything like that. We chatted about that. So when we say a good night to you tonight and come back anytime, man, the seat is always there for you.
Oh, so thank you so much. And again, you guys have an open invitation to come on in your house at any time, and I would love to come back here and spend a little bit longer time with you guys. Thank you so much, man. I love it.
Appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hypocrisy.
Take care. Have a great night, man.
Thank you.
All right, so that was Hypocrisy Jones, everyone. Again, thank you, Josh Joseph, for setting that up for us. Very, very fantastic. Great guest, Papa Smokes. Loved having him on here tonight. And Marijuambies. I'm loving that. I'm loving that.
No, that was so fun to have him on, and what a cool and interesting guy. And you could just see, like, he's got that blossoming personality that just wants to come out. You can see why he's drawn to wrestling and to comedy and to TV and movies and stuff like that. He's got a voice that wants to be heard, and he makes listeners want to listen to him and hear his voice too. So good stuff, man. Cool guy, and love to make another podcasting friend and a whole circle of podcasters. Like, we've already become friends with Joshua. Same thing here. Now we're getting to know the In Your House guys and all that stuff, including Hypocrisy Jones. Very cool, man. We can all be friends. We can work together and play together and just have some interesting conversations. Quite looking forward to more.
Yeah, we got to check that movie out. Check out more of the In Your House podcast and everything like that. Bobby saying Selena De La Renta got announced to be the executive producer of MLW Fusion next week. Fuck yeah, that is good news. Selena does fantastic work, so can't wait for that. Yeah, so many great things happen in the MLW world that we're going to get back to talking MLW again here very soon. Now we need a moment with Papa Smokes. Hint, hint.
Yeah.
Papa Smokes is on the table. It sounds like you need to link up with Joshua Joseph here and set that up, or maybe I can help you guys out with that conversation, make that happen, and work that out for you.
Sure. We've been chatting about it a bit. It kind of got put off a little bit. And then when he was on our show, I thought, okay, we'll let that cool off a little bit. And then I'll do interview with him. That'll be fun.
Yeah, no, that would be fantastic. Let's make that happen as well.
For sure.
Awesome. But Papa Smokes, we were going to do a show here today about some wrestling stuff, and the opportunity came about to talk with Hypocrisy Jones. His schedule worked out to be on tonight, and I knew he could be here with us for the first half. But the second half is going to be all dedicated to Prairie Pro Wrestling. It's going to be awesome. This Saturday, live in Saskatoon, it's Prairie Pro Wrestling present the Ring of Horrors Part 2. Hypocrisy Jones, my man, you are very welcome. Thank you.
Hell yeah. Thank you.
Appreciate you. Come on the show anytime. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You're awesome, dude. Marijuana, can't wait. Yes, we got Prairie Pro Wrestling this Saturday night in Saskatoon. It's going to be absolutely off the hook, as always, Papa Smokes. Halloween show's always big for us. We got, of course, the gimmick battle royal that's going to happen where all the wrestlers get their opportunity to dress up as their favorites and have some fun with the fans at the end of the night. That is going to take place there. But, the big one coming out of this is Cannonball Kelly and El Asesino in that damn chairs match. The violence that's going to ensue, the blood that is going to be shed, and the riot that's going to be created in amongst the Prairie Pro Wrestling Nation. It is going to be off the hook. I can't wait. This is going to be a chaos match in the making.
Well, for sure. And for me, it's kind of like a mixed feelings thing because I want to see this match. There's been build up to this. There's been bad blood. It's been a year this has been building up, Munson. The way Asesino has stuck his nose in Cannonball's business so many times, not only sticking his nose in his business, but whacking him over the head with a metal chair and over the back repeatedly, a number of times, hitting Johnny Two Fingers with a chair, kicking him out of the ring, hitting him with his own walking stick. My God, there was some madness going on. And I know that the fans are just like us. They like it. They're with it. They want to see it. And I want to see this match too. But I know Basser's listening out there. We got to work cameras at ringside. And that's where the stress level starts to come up. There's always a little bit there. And I've learned to deal with it. I've been doing camera work for a few years now at ringside. I've seen a lot of wacky stuff happen at the ringside. But this one just has me dreading it, man. Like, it's not easy with the amount of room we have to work with and the amount of out of ring brawling there is going to be in this match. Munson, you've seen flashes of this in various matches before. They're going to fight on the apron. They're going to fight on the ramp. They're going to fight in the crowd. They're going to fight in the concession, probably in the front alcove, possibly out in the parking lot, possibly in the bathroom. Who goddamn knows? But these guys are going to rip up our venue on Saturday nights, and it's going to be a thrill to be there and do the camera work. But I'm not gonna mince words. I'll be a little stressed doing the camera work for this one.
Thinking about this match gets me thinking about when I started taping for HIW, and yes, it will be worth the price of admission, 100%.
Oh yeah,
I agree, and then some. But the rest of the card will be too. That we don't have any other matches that we can share with you here tonight, but knowing who's coming to the card, and we'll talk about some of those wrestlers here momentarily, it's going to be awesome. I get to thinking about the HIW days, and there was that one event where I believe it was Blaze and Kid Chocolate, and shout out to Mo Jabari, who's going to be working with the NWA coming up very soon here. Those two fought outside of the arena that we were in that night. As a camera guy and being early into it, I had to chase those guys to the outside through the audience, out into the street, out across the other part of the street, back into the parking lot, then back through the front door of that hall there in Sutherland.
I remember.
That absolute chaos. And I think about the way this could go. And I feel for you guys at ringside. And I'm thinking about poor Basser there. He might be hopping fences and running outdoors and maybe down into the bathroom. Or who knows where this shit's going to go. It's going to be off the the hook. As Bobby's saying, it could be an interesting. No, it will be an interesting match, Bobby. These two have been kicking the living daylights out of each other now for the last couple of decades here in the province. We know they don't take it easy on each other, and this blood feud that they've got going right now is hotter than anything they've had going against each other ever. And they've never liked each other. Not once in their careers have these two got along. And now they hate each other more than ever. And it's going to be violent.
Yeah, you just said what I was about to say. It's not a wrestling thing. It's not an angle. They don't like each other, man. They've been rivals in this province, in the world of wrestling, for 15 years at least, and they've tangled a few times, and they don't like each other. And Munson, Cannonball Kelly and Johnny Two Fingers are such nice guys. We've interviewed them on the Bro Show before. They're funny, they're personable, they're nice, they want to have a good time in wrestling. And Cannonball, you can see he's got an emotion to him. He's a nice guy. But you and I have also seen him after Assassino has slammed that chair over his back, slammed his head into the ring post and such. That nice emotion that Cannonball Kelly has turns on a dime into a bizarre rage and a bizarre hatred. And I'm not speaking ill of the man. It's scary, actually, because we saw him one time. The referee and Johnny Two Fingers were trying to bring him around, and he was semi-conscious, and he was lashing out at everyone violently at ringside, even his own friends. Yeah, you caught the brunt of that the one time, Munson.
Sure did.
Yeah, you can see just that kind of emotion and that blind rage that can take over Cannonball Kelly. He's going to be directing it all right towards El Assassino on Saturday night. I just hope the venue can contain the two, and I hope we have a venue still to come back to after this, because, like you said, I don't know what's going to happen. The whole place could explode for all I know.
This match alone has already made people want to go to it. I mean, obviously, a lot of people love coming to Prairie Pro Wrestling, but think about it. This sold out. The VIP seats, which are double the price of the regular ticket seats, all sold out completely, 100%. You cannot get one of the pre-ordered seats yet. It's going to be first come, first serve at the door, $15 tickets to get in, and it'll get to standing room. If not, I fear, Pop Smokes, with the amount of buzz on social media right now for this event, this could be the first time we're turning people away, saying, sorry, we can't fit anybody else in here. And I only fear it because I don't like to have to get to that point, because I want to share Prairie Pro Wrestling with everybody. As JJ coming in, I love the name Cannonball Kelly. Makes you think he will fuck up anyone in an alley, eat a bowl of cereal, and laugh about his day. Yeah, that's the best description of Cannonball Kelly I've ever read right there.
It might be Chef Boyardee ravioli instead of cereal, but yeah, same idea for sure.
And then him and Johnny Two Fingers will go and bust out some jams right afterwards at the bar next door, because you always got to check out Johnny Two Fingers and the Deformities, the rock and roll band here from Saskatchewan that are always kicking some ass as well too. Just absolutely awesome. We got Bobby Stats is rolling and laughing. We every single show we get Bobby howling with laughter. Love it. Yeah. And Charlie Brown on steroids. Obviously, BDJ has seen the pictures of what Cannonball Kelly looks like when he wrestles at Regina. Little different to how he dresses here in Saskatoon, but yeah, Charlie Brown on steroids. That's a fair assessment right there. It's going to be madness. We know that. Let's talk about our champion. Let's talk about Shikak versus Taz, the unbeaten heavyweight champion. People are getting a little pissed off here, Pups, folks. Not that he's not been beaten, but some of the ways he keeps getting away with it. Again, last time out, everybody believed Tony Novak had it. They were cheering. The PPW Nation were celebrating. Tony was celebrating. He had won the belt, only to find out, nope, the referee's call was a disqualification. Not going to happen. There you have it. Champ stays the same. There was audible groans, moans, boos, people stomping out of there. I'm not coming back to a show ever again. I hate the Sheik. boo this asshole kind of thing. They're coming back. They're all coming back because Sheiky still has that belt, and they want to know who's going to pin his shoulders and take it away from him. And you know what? It could happen at the show. We don't know who his opponent is yet, but I think it's safe to say Colton Kelly might be aiming for that opportunity that he deserves. Like, he was told he had that chance for a championship opportunity, ends up getting injured because of an attack done on him by a secret assailant that might not be the Sheik. Okay. But he gets injured. He comes back. He's still owed a championship matchup. And Colton Kelly was very close at one point to beating the Sheik. But then on the other hand, you got Tony Novak here who might feel he got robbed at this point. So we're in a bit of a dilemma. Where does the title go? And what do you want to see, Papa Smokes? What would you like to see happen with the championship at Ring of Horrors?
Well, you bring up an interesting point, Munson, that we can't anticipate quite yet what the PPW Championship Committee is gonna decide for the number one challenger for Ring of Horrors too. But the interesting point that you bring up is that yes, Colton Kelly has indeed earned himself a title shot, which he has not cashed in yet, by way of the tag team match that him and Cannonball Kelly won against Sheik Akbar Shabazz and El Assassino. Colton Kelly gaining the pinfall on Sheik Shabazz in that tag team match, which then gave him an automatic title shot. Like you said, was injured, was out, couldn't cash in on it. A couple other people got opportunities in that time, but they weren't successful either. So he's got, in my opinion, the most legitimate shot at getting the next title opportunity. But also the situation with Tony Novak is interesting too, because he did well in he had one title shot against Sheik Shabazz. He did pretty well in it. But that second one, he tuned up his game. He changed his game plan. He went at it all different because he learned from that first match. And that second match, he came considerably closer to pinning the Sheik. And wow, how interesting. But like you said, the fans, they didn't like that. They didn't like their expectations being shattered at the last minute like that. So what are we going to do? And what kind of a title match are we going to have? Time will tell, but I would say that those are the two most likely number one challengers.
You bet. Bobby said he'd like to see Matt Cardona or Alex Kane wrestle at the company that we're talking about. That company, Prairie Pro Wrestling, Bobby, that you can catch every Saturday afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central. That is with myself and Papa Smokes as your commentary team. So yes, definitely check us out on YouTube. But we'd love to see Matt Cardona or Alex Kane make their way to Prairie Pro Wrestling. We said if opportunity came about, especially on Kane's side, because we've talked to him, I think we'd try to find out what it would cost and what it would take. And even Papa Smokes and I might have to open the old pockets to bring Alex Kane here just to hang out with Alex Kane. I mean, if he wrestles, great, but I just want him to come hang out with the Video Bros personally.
Well, Mr. Thomas would come up to visit me anyway, so we could maybe get a 2-in-1 shot.
That's right. I mean, I'm sure he regularly visits. I mean, it's a good friend of yours too.
As soon as the baseball's over, yeah, he's got more time.
That's fair. Awesome. But yeah, it's an interesting dilemma. We're going to see how that unfolds this Saturday with the PPW Championship. Jay Bougie's also very, very welcome anytime as well too. Love to hang out with him. Love to have him part of it. I seriously need to find my way out to Saskatchewan for a PPW show because they're off the hook.
Yes.
They're off the hook. If you ever get that opportunity, please do. We always just ask Parrish. We throw a very cool Video Bro party when we have guests come to hang out with us for Prairie Pro Wrestling. It's a great time.
That was a lot of fun when Parrish came out, and that was 5-6 hours of driving that he did to come and participate in our show with us, and with you and I and Basser, the 3 Video Bros and Parrish. We had a great time. Yeah. We had a great time before and during the show, and then we went out for drinks over to live music club there, Amigos, and we had our own little section, and man, we ripped it up pretty good. That was a good time. So any guests that want to come, any of our podcasting friends, come on down.
That's right. We'll show you how a true Saskatchewan party happens on a Saturday night. It's always a great time. I want to talk about another thing that started brewing at the last event here, Pop Smokes, that maybe not a lot of people have taken note on and could maybe come into play coming up here. So Brock Rani has had opportunity after opportunity with different tag team partners to finally put a W over the Clandestine Society, Michael Richard Blaze and the Rhinestone Cowboy, Stephen Crow, finally managing to do it at the last Prairie Pro Wrestling show with his tag team partner, Amir Jordan. Yes, former WWE NXT UK performer, Amir Jordan. Those two got a victory, but it wasn't without a little bit of shenanigans, as wrestling's smartest man, Bucky McGraw, came down from the back and watched at the ringside area, kind of distracting Blaze, which allowed the opportunity for Barat and Amir to take over and get that victory. I'm sure Blaze has got a lot of questions of Bucky McGraw, and I'd be curious to know, is Bucky planning some sort of fight that he wants to get into with Michael Richard Blaze? Or has Bucky got himself some sort of tag team partner, and he too is looking for the opportunity to do something about the Clandestine Society, who have been lighting up the tag division in Prairie Pro Wrestling?
You pose some very interesting questions, Munson, because those were my thoughts exactly when Bucky McGraw came out at the last show and was very interested in watching the Clandestine Society. It seems in particular Michael Richard Blaze. And when you look at Bucky McGraw and Michael Richard Blaze, they have a few things in common, including adherence to a book of wisdom. Bucky has his path to golden enlightenment, and Michael Richard Blaze has a sacred book to him as well. They both seem to look to higher powers in order to guide their career, both with quite a large amount of success too. So with those things in common, I could almost see those two wanting to join forces in a way, or not just the two of them, perhaps more than that. We've seen in the past that Bucky McGraw has tried to grow a little bit of a flock at PPW with some varying success. He had Merle Graves kicking around as one of his disciples, and I think that this is very interesting. This interest that these two seem to have in each other, and I have the feeling that at Ring of Horrors too, that we might see the next step in this relationship.
Yeah, I think so as well too. Maybe Barat's ready to shake hands with Bucky and go down that golden path of truth himself too. It could be possible. Bastard saying Amir Jordan was a great performer. Agreed. You can tell he's used to being on TV. You will see that even more when that match comes out on our YouTube channel. I actually got done editing that one. It looks fantastic, by the way. Yeah, can't wait for that to be released there for you guys. Amir's fantastic. The whole match itself was put together very, very well. So I'm looking forward to seeing the progression of the tag division as well too. Let's not kid ourselves. We've seen a lot more tag wrestling on the PPW shows as of late. The Clandestine Society has been definitely at the heart of that, but now everybody's kind of taking a look in. They're seeing the popularity, the rise, how much this is doing for the rise of the Rhinestone Cowboy, Stephen Crow, who's got to be one of the most over performers on the PPW roster now. And people are taking a look thinking damn, I've been getting wins in the singles category and I'm not getting those kind of accolades from the PPW Nation. There might be a hint of jealousy coming from other members of the roster now and might take their shots at the rest of them.
And ever since we started developing a tag team division in PPW and featuring some tag team matches, which has only been in the past year or so, the Clandestine Society has kind of run out to the front of the pack. They've been the tag team that has the cohesion. They have good communication and instincts between the two of them, and they work beautifully as a team. They've got a whole bunch of cool tag team maneuvers worked out, and they're very effective as a team. So it feels like in PPW that they've kind of laid the foundation for the tag team scene. And now, like you said, there's other wrestlers pairing up with each other to become tag teams in order to supplant the clandestine society as the front running and top tag team in PPW, and get themselves established as the number one tag team in PPW.
You bet. Now, I can't confirm every name for the card because, again, cards are always subject to change, but I will say that people can't expect the names that we have mentioned here tonight so far. That's a given. You can expect more from Riley Cruz. You can expect more from Morris Waltz as well, too. And you can expect that they're officially getting their PPW entrance videos at Ring of Horrors, too. Both Riley Cruz and Morris Waltz have graduated fully from academy level to regular roster members, and both of them have got some pretty badass intros that are going to be played on the Munson Drawn there this Saturday, Papa Smokes. I can't wait to show those to you.
And I'm glad you brought up our PPW Academy graduates, Riley Cruz and my man Morris Waltz, because Morris Waltz put out a promo this week on Twitter, and the man's really got away with words, and he got in there and said some stuff coming up to this Ring of Horrors Part 2, and he even dropped the name of El Asesino, because it seems like Mr. Morris Waltz has got a little bit of a thorn in his side. He said 2 of his 4 matches don't even have official outcomes because they were thrown out due to interference by El Asesino. So almost a little seed planted right there. Morris Waltz, no favorite of the fans either, but no favorite of El Asesino. He doesn't like him, and he doesn't appreciate the interference in his matches. Something to think about for the future. Morris Waltz taking a big bite of a real bad man here, but I admire the courageousness and the strength of character it takes to stand up in the face of a tyrant like El Asesino.
This is true. Yeah, Morris might be your guy, but I gotta say, as a fellow metalhead, I like me some Riley Cruz, Papa Smokes. This kid's been rocking and rolling all over the place.
I like him too.
Yeah, he's fantastic. But I'm proud of both these graduates. They're going to go on to do some great things, and one of those great things are going to be seen this Saturday at Ring of Horrors. Morris will be a favorite. The fans are warming up to him.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, warming up to him in the way of like maybe some fear too, because the way that guy is throwing guys around, like wait until the match comes out from the last show with him and Cannonball Kelly Part 2. Like Morris is showing strength. He's showing those kicks are landing harder than ever. At times, Cannonball Kelly, a former #1 contender to the PPW championship, looked to be on Dream Street, and Morris Waltz looking like he could pull off those victories, and maybe he did. You'll have to tune into Prairie Pro Wrestling on YouTube to find out that result. But again, looking fantastic in that matchup regardless. Morris Waltz looking great. Riley Cruz is looking great. You know, I can't confirm if there's going to be a return, but we know last time out that the books in PPW just weren't balancing, Papa Smokes. And, you know, PPW management were getting a little pissed off. They, you know, made some money missing, something like that. So they talked to the accountant. She was not too happy about it. And so Taryn from accounting coming down from PPW head offices and going out there and really took a lot of frustration on Saskatoon's favorite wrestler, Uncle Phil Deadly. And Uncle Phil pulled off the victory, but man, he took a real beatdown from a very angry TFA.
Yeah, and what an excellent thrill that was to have TFA, another first-timer coming out from Edmonton and Alberta to do a show in PPW. We've never had the chance to feature a lot of female talent in our company, and we would love to have more. Taryn from accounting came out, looked awesome. She really does a good job in the ring. I know the fans wanted to take to her, but she was grumpy, and she had Uncle Phil as her opponent, so the fans aren't going to cheer anybody that's against one of the perennial hometown favorites, Uncle Phil Deadly. But what a debut. And I see a lot of potential in the future for Taryn from accounting. We've seen her do dark matches and TV tapings for a couple of the big companies. She's kicking around. She's right on the edge there too, and it's a thrill to have her in PPW while we still can, while she's still kicking around the Canadian prairies.
Yeah, and Bobby saying TFA had all the potential of the ring, 100%. We're lucky. I can't confirm the TFA is back this time. I don't know. Don't have that information for you. I mean, if so, it might mean that maybe we didn't get those books balanced, and somebody else is going to take a beating on Saturday. So, I guess we'll have to wait and see what plays out this Saturday. I'll let people in on a little bit of news. Again, cards are always subject to change, but I might have a little bit of an inside tip that we're going to see not a debut, but a return for the second time of someone who I thought was very impressive in their debut, and I've enjoyed their work previously that happened all over Alberta and the Western Canadian scene. The Thickness Reed Matthews may, in fact, be coming back to Prairie Pro Wrestling this Saturday night, and I am fucking excited about that.
Well, that is great news then, because I enjoyed his debut here very, very much, and I think the fans also enjoyed that. And I just feel blessed, like we have a little bit of talent here in Saskatchewan, but we have to have some of our talent drive in from other areas of the Western Canadian provinces, and we're just blessed to have such good talent. It's a long drive, but they get in the car together, they talk about wrestling, they listen to music and have a good time. I've talked to some of these guys about those trips. They have fun, and then they come out and get their name out there in the sister province of Saskatchewan here. And the Thickness Reed Matthews is one of those. We've now had Mars the Specialist at a couple of shows, another great talent. And it's something new for the fans that they don't, the fans around here don't see those guys perform as often as some of the fans in Alberta, because there are more independent companies kicking around out there, so the wrestlers can work a bit more. The PPW, we really like to welcome in any of that talent from out of province and from anywhere, really. If you've got a good look and some talent in the ring, talk to PPW. We'd be love to have you, and our fans love new talent.
You bet we do. Again, another name that has been kicking around Prairie Pro Wrestling for a while now is advertised on the poster, so I'm hoping that there is truth to this. Maybe it'll be in the form of an update to the condition. And yes, Bobby, we are living in Becca's world, and if Becca wants to show up in Prairie Pro Wrestling, we will not only open the doors to her, but Papa Smokes and I will even grab the ring ropes and allow the Royal Queen to step into the ring and sing some tunes for us.
We got to carry her in, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Deserves the royal treatment. But yeah, somebody else that we can mention though, Son of Irish is on the poster, and I'm curious to know how Son of Irish is doing, Papa Smokes, because again, when we last left him off, a total beatdown from El Assassino sent Son of Irish to the hospital, and we were later found out that there was a separated shoulder, a concussion that was created due to El Assassino. So I'm curious to know what's going to happen when it comes to Son of Irish at this particular show. I'm hoping that he's okay, or we're going to get an update. That's going to come up. Again, are we going to see more of Michael Allen Richard Clark and Levi Knight? Because we thought we were going to see the settlement of that one last time out. But again, even in a triple threat match, 2 out of 3 falls match, we didn't get a true, we got a true conclusion, but we didn't get a true send-off to the whole thing, because Levi Knight taking upon himself to grab all the tools from under the ring that are used to set the ring up every night, and he just smacked him right across Michael Allen Richard Clark and leaving him there. I imagine Mark's one pissed off guy, and I don't think he's going to take this as, a one and done. I think he's coming for more blood of Levi Knight.
that would be a good match right there. No, it's like you said, Munson. It might be over in the books or in the record books. Levi Knight might come out with that victory, but I don't think this feud or this confrontation is over by a long shot. And these two were friends. We know that already. They were traveling mates and wrestling partners, and have done training sessions and humped the road together, driving many miles to many shows. They had a bond together, but this started to weaken around the edges, and you could see that there was a professional jealousy brewing between the two of them. Levi Knight clearly starting to think he was the big man around Saskatoon wrestling and around some of the other promotions that they wrestle at. And Michael Allen Clark, knowing that he is the big man around here, wasn't going to stand for that kind of attitude and treatment from Levi Knight. Maybe going to teach the younger man a bit of a lesson there, but Levi Knight not taking this lesson, not accepting it whatsoever, and really trying to throw it back in Michael Allen Richard Clark's face. And we saw a couple of those pinfalls and near pinfalls that happened. Levi Knight's using foreign objects, pulling the trunks, pinning with his hands, holding the ropes and using the leverage of the ropes. Michael Allen Clark ain't going to stand for that. He can he's a man. He can stand to be beaten, but he doesn't want to lose to a cheater like Levi Knight. So yeah, I don't think these issues are over by a long shot. So we got to see what happens in this card coming up. Will they face each other? Not sure about that, but will they see each other out in the ring? That's a possibility.
It sure is. That could very well happen. Bad blood all around. Going into Ring of Horrors, too. It's not going to be for the weak of heart, but we hope that everybody enjoys it. There's going to be a lot of people on hand, Papa Smokes. We're expecting a large crowd. Again, probably going to be to capacity, maybe over capacity. We'll find out. But, yeah, we better be double stocked up on all the beers, all the White Claws, all the food. We know that is going to sell to all those wonderful PPW Nation people. Can't wait till get to see all of our good friends that are going to be coming out to see us again. Our buddy Mick Jack Wiggin, who did the new PPW Prairie Pro Wrestling banner there for YouTube, who's a great dude. Got to know him over the last little bit. Of course, we got the PPW Super Fam. Can't ever forget about them. We got the big orange man and the big orange suit there. Mr. Doyle, he's going to be out there as well, too. Of course, we got BDJ 306, hopefully going to be out in the audience as well, too. I heard a rumor that we might see the return of Massasino in the audience at the PPW event this Saturday.
I have heard this rumor as well. How terribly exciting on a fan front. A former standby at all the shows in town here, but he doesn't go so often anymore. Maybe he'll make his corpulent presence known at this next show.
That's right. It could all happen. Well, I'm sure we're going to see some crazy costumes, some people we haven't seen in a while. It is going to be a hell of a night. If you can't tell already, Pop Smokes, and I'm sure you are too, super excited for this coming Saturday. It's going to be one hell of a great night with all our good people. Basser, I can't wait to see some of the boys that I used to work with there. Basser, I hope, how many of them are coming out? I know you said Braden's coming out, but is the whole crew coming to check out the show this Saturday? I really hope that they are. Bobby mentioned that Matt Cardona wrestling against one called Manders, and Mr. St. Laurent was on commentary during this matchup. Pretty cool. Going to have to definitely check that out as well, too. We're going to have more MLW stuff for you guys in the coming weeks leading into the next event, which I believe is Fightland coming up in November. Looking forward to that. It's going to be fantastic. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. Come for Prairie Pro Wrestling this Saturday night. Just looking forward to it. Think it's going to be fantastic. Can't wait to give it a go there. How about yourself, Papa Smokes? Anything you want to add to the Prairie Pro Wrestling stuff for this Saturday?
Not particularly, but the card looks very, very strong. The attendance looks like it's going to be wild. I'm always hyped up every time we're on the sort of eve of another PPW show. We only get them sometimes once a month, sometimes once every 2 months. It's been 2 months since we had one. I'm excited. I need my fix of live wrestling. I want to smell the hot dog water and the cigarette smoke and all that stuff that makes up a good wrestling show. I'm completely pumped for this, Munson, and I'll be there camera in hand.
It's going to be a hell of a time, so make sure if you're in the Saskatoon area to come join us on Saturday night. And if you haven't done so before, come talk to myself, Papa Smokes, Basser. We're all at the shows having a great time. They've hyped up Mio Yoshimita debut at MLW. She would be a great addition to the featherweights division. Can't wait for that to happen. Again, The MLW's got some real kick-ass stuff going on. Can't wait. Bobby, always appreciate you coming in, letting us know what's happening on the MLW front, and always just being a cool person as well too. Really appreciate you, and appreciate all of you who take the time to join us every single week, as well as anybody who's gone and followed or subscribed to our various channels as well too. We are going to get to those right now for you guys, because in the meantime and in between time, it's time to plug stuff, and we got Papa Smokes plugging his stuff on the ticker. And look, I updated the ticker. Papa Smokes.
Oh, hell yeah. So now it says X on it.
It does.
Munson, you're the best. You're the best of all time. Okay, so anyone looking for me on social media, I can be found in Elon Musk's free speech wonderland, also known as X and formerly known as Twitter. I am at smokes_papa. And you can also find me on Twitch at papa_smokes_.
That's right. You can check out our friends over at rogueenergy.com using the promo code OLEPODS for 10% off of your order. You can also check out our local establishment across all the different platforms, all the different social medias, as well as YouTube and Twitch here as well. And there's me. There's Bobby Munson. All of these, I got them all updated, Pop Smokes. I'm on a roll this week. But that's where you can find me. Reach out to me. What do I got going on? Of course, tomorrow you can catch chapter 7 of the show we call Killer Cuts with myself and Astrid Pizarro. That's going to be on tomorrow. And then, of course, Sunday with my brunch buster brother, Chris Parrish, we're going to be giving you more busting out. And then again, next Thursday, myself and Papa Smokes are back for What the Fuck Do We Know About Wrestling Pub Trivia Night Part 4, our October Halloween special edition. It is going to be fantastic. Can't wait to bring that to you guys. But I want you, if you're on the Twitch side, to go ahead and get your pinkies up in the air, because I believe that we should give a good old raid to our friend Allison K. And that will be going on any second now. We are going to be still broadcasting on YouTube for a couple more seconds following that raid. Going out to Allison K there. Make sure you say hello from the Video Bros and our local establishment. Thank you for joining us here every single week on Ring Respect Radio. Can't wait for Pub Trivia Night 2 next week. It's going to be out of this world. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you on Thursday.